I've had to cancel 3 gutter clearing jobs today, so I thought I'd record a video that's been long overdue, and we're going to have a walk around the van and show you exactly what's inside, all the equipment that I use, and have a clear out at the same time, because that's also a job I've been putting off. All this stuff's just been accumulating over the last few weeks, and I need to give it a good clear out. So, in fact, let's actually start from the outside. So to begin with, it's obviously a Mercedes Sprinter. I think it's a H2L2, which is just referencing the size. We've got my ladders on the top, so I've got 2 sets of ladders here with the Rhino clamps, which are very stiff. I've got my smaller double set and then my larger triple set of ladders, and then they're sitting on these roof bars that I've installed, and it's got this roller on the back as well, so you can roll the ladders off when you're putting them on and off. I've installed this ladder, which is wonky. Don't forget to mention that, else the lads in the comments will have me. I'm just going to go through everything one by one, I think, and just take it out as I get to it, because it's a bit of a mess in here. So these I stocked up on the other day. These are from Screwfix, just some woven polypropylene sacks, rubble sacks, 50 litres, and they will they'll allow you to put all the muck in from the pressure washing or gutters. The water drains out the bottom and you just get left with a bag of dirt then. We did try some from Wix, which look identical, but these don't drain the water for some reason. These aren't as good. I don't know what the difference is, but stick to the ones from Screwfix, they're better. Then we've got my 50-metre hose reel from Pressure Washer Sales and Service in Evesham. I'm missing a couple of screws on here now, because it's been, to be honest, it's been thrown around, it's been battered. But it's still going strong. I've got this flow meter on here as well, which tells you how many litres per minute is coming through the hose reel, which is really useful. These are super heavy, especially when they've got water in them. Worth the investment though. Definitely worth having 50 metres on these, and then along with the proper 3/4 inch fittings. Oh god, that's actually froze solid. That's just ice in there. Oh well, not using it today. I've got the Titan leaf blower from Screwfix, which I've just had replaced for free after more than 12 months, which I'm very pleased with. It had a bit of a running issue, but they just took it back, took my receipt, and they just swapped it, which was nice. A couple of pairs of wellies with the waterproofs as well, so just waterproof trousers. This is the way we leave them, so you can just slip them on and off and then pull your trousers up afterwards. Good way to store them. This is just an old barrier that a customer gave to me. Someone left it at his property, so he said I could have it. It does come in useful every now and again. Got our pure water resin tank from Equip to Clean, 15 litre tank. Just helps to purify the customer's water so we can wash the windows without having to carry pure water around with us. This is quite a cool one that gutter vacuum systems sell. You can pop this on the end of one of your poles and use it like a conventional vacuum. Nice little add-on for sucking up the sludge and stuff. These brooms are just from B&Q, about 20 quid from B&Q. Really good brooms, apart from that one's melted because I had it leant up against my exhaust. Now these, all these poles and stuff are mounted on the wall using these Pro Grip 3D printed mounts. There's a couple, these are like the first generation products, so there's a couple on the bottom that have snapped, but since then they've made some much more resilient ones that I just need to replace those bottom ones basically. And Daniel, bless him, just gave me some at Sausage Fest, but I've not got around to replacing it just yet. We've got the gardener backpack. So this is what I use for applying chemicals like TFR, Synergy. I used to use this to apply hypo, still use it to apply biocide. So all I've done with this is changed the pump for a chemical pump from DA Components. So it lasted without it for about almost 2 years, and then the pump broke, and so I just replaced it for a chemical pump. I think it was only about 35 quid. I've got my hypo, which I just add my Surf Boost surfactant to help it foam up. You have to excuse me if I'm a little bit sniffly today. I've woke up with a cold. So these two are what I use for cleaning gutters. PVC, fascias, soffits, conservatories. So this DriveTech TFR is absolutely fantastic for anything that's got a lot of glass on it, because it leaves the glass absolutely streak free and shiny if you dilute it properly. And then the Synergy is just like an all-round good degreaser. You spray it on beforehand, you can literally see all the algae and the carbon and everything just starting to melt off, and then it makes pressure washing 10 times easier. The chemical does most of the hard work for you. So those two are really good just to have in the van. These are my other chemicals. Running a bit low at the minute. So I've obviously got the Green Clear Pro from Smart Seal. Ran out of that one. So that's just a all surface biocide. Similar sort of thing with the Back Clear Pro from Pure Seal. Not sure which one I prefer yet, but I'm using both at the minute. I'll keep you updated on that. This is the Pure Surf Boost. So this is the surfactant that I use to help my sodium hypochlorite foam up. So I'll add 500 ml of this to a 25 litre barrel, and then I don't need to do any more mixing. Then I just dilute it with water whenever I need to, and it's ready to go. These are handy little boxes from B&M. They stack nicely as well. I've ran over this one because I put it under the van when I pulled up on someone's drive because I had an oil leak, and I forgot it was there, so I ran over it, and now it's trashed. This one is for just like miscellaneous equipment that I don't use very often. So my grinders, my goggles, a couple of masks in there. To be honest, I could probably get rid of most of that. Oh, the dog walker's back. Should we talk about X-Jets? So this is the X-Jet I've always used. This is the classic X-Jet M5. Equipped to Clean very kindly sent me one of these out a while back, which I think is called the HypoJet 2, if I remember correctly. So there's a, well, that's frozen there as well. There was a HypoJet 1, and then they changed a few things, and it's now the HypoJet 2. So comes with virtually the same sort of kit that the X-Jet M5 comes with. So this belongs to the M5, this one belongs to the Equipped to Clean model. If I was to give some honest feedback, I still much prefer using this one, just because there's a few little quirks with this one that I'm not too keen on that makes it a little bit clumsy to use. So this, first of all, I don't know why, when you open and close this one to adjust the nozzle, it's a much smoother action. This is like super stiff, and I don't know why, but it's much harder to adjust. Not too much of a big issue if it was the only thing that was wrong, but the other thing is, on the X-Jet, this bit here is a quick release, whereas on the HypoJet, this one is like a barbed fitting, and so it's really nice we love using these as like rinse down lances. So you just pop them in the end of here, and you can use it to rinse down all the, you know, the pressure washing work that you've been doing, rinse down the windows, all that sort of stuff. And so it's great to be able to just pop this hose on and off when you're not using it. But with this one, because it's a barb fitting, this doesn't just pop on and off. It's got these, I'm not going to bother putting it all the way on now, but it's got these wing nuts, and they've obviously corroded, and they're not great, to be honest. And so it makes it a pain to just take this on and off quickly if you just want to rinse stuff, if you're not applying chemicals with it. These are obviously going to get lost because there's nothing holding it on the actual hose itself, so that's why it comes with like a pack of 5 of them, that you because they know you're probably going to end up losing a few. Another thing with this barb fitting, I think these are brass. I might be wrong, but I think these are brass. And so these, if they're specifically going to be used for hypo, which is what it's advertised for, this is all going to corrode with if you're running bleach through it. Whereas this one is stainless, and so this still looks, you know, just as good as the day it was when I bought it. Another slight issue I've got, I mean, the main reason I don't use this one in particular is, for some reason, this hose is so stiff, and because it gets sent to you wrapped up like this, that's sort of its shape now. And so when you put the hose in the bottom of the barrel, it curls round and ends up poking back up out of the top of the fluid, or whatever it is that you're trying to draw from. It looks the same as this hose, but this hose is much more, it retains its shape a little bit better, and it's like, it's not as hard, and it's more flexible, and they look like the same hose virtually. But that's I mean, it's a minor tweak, it's a small fix, but this hose just seems, I don't know whether it's better quality or just a different type of hose or what. But also, this is not the original fitting. I think the original ball bearings on here corroded, and so the X-Jet M5 isn't without its issues. I have had to replace this, and I also don't have the filter on the end of this anymore, because that corroded and just started falling apart. This one comes with a much bigger filter, which doesn't fit in some of the containers that I'm trying to use it with. But yeah, there's a few issues with both of them, but I still much prefer using the M5, and maybe these are small issues that Equip to Clean can fix and sort out without too much effort. But I suppose there's a reason things are cheaper, and you can't expect the same sort of quality for less money, really. These are ST2600 triggers, by the way. These are the ones that I'd recommend that everyone uses because they're just brilliant. And Darren's fitted this machine with, my hands are cold, with much bigger quick release fittings. So this one's got the triple O-rings in there, and these are just large quick release fittings. So you've got mini, midi, and then the large ones, which are these. And if you're going to buy a new machine, I'd see if you can upgrade these to the big fittings, because I've not had one issue with O-rings on this. And we've got the same on this machine from the guys at Pressure Washer Sales and Service, Ollie and his team. He supplies everything with all the best fittings on. Again, ST2600, big boy fittings on it. Today we're in Droitwich, quoting this mossy entranceway. It's for this block of flats here. Very mossy, very weedy. This one came through from a local estate agent looking to get some pressure washing done for their customer. But before we start, in order to price this accurately, I'm going to use my Moser to get a proper measurement on it. So this is the new Moser 2. Super accurate measuring device. USB-C, IP67 water resistance. And it also comes with this nifty little holder for your phone, so you don't have to bend down when you're using it. Now, this particular job is quite a basic shape, so you could probably get away with measuring this one with a measuring wheel or even Google Earth. But what about if you wanted to measure something a little bit more complex, like this one that we did earlier in the week? You can do some really interesting curves and even trace out irregular shapes. I like it because it even shows me the drop in elevation. and that's really useful for my job because it tells me which direction the water's going to flow. We use the Moja 2 on virtually every quote that we do in person because it helps keep my pricing consistent across the board. If you think the Moja 2 could help improve your business, check out the link in my bio or the description of this video, or head to moja.co.uk and use my code X8SMELTS for £20 off your order. And just like that, we're all done. I don't know why, I've got loads of condensation on the inside of the van. I can see it, it's just all like dripping onto the floor. I've not noticed that before. I wonder if that's because I've had the radiator in the van overnight. It's nice to have these buckets handy if you need to scoop up some sludge. Good for carrying miscellaneous items around with you as well. Just keep it nice and organised in the van. If you can call that organised, I don't know. I've just bought this, again from the team at PWSAS. Used it on a small roof clean the other day. Well, it's like more of a canopy clean the other day. And it didn't half speed the job up. I'm hoping to use it on a roof next week. Didn't want to swallow the cost of one of those Turbo Devils, 300 quid, so this was like I think that was about 140 quid. 120 quid maybe, can't remember. Also got the Champion generator. So this is what I use with my gutter vacuum and the angle grinders when we're doing some repointing work. So that one is like perfect for use with the Panther vacuum, which to be honest has seen better days. I've had this for probably over 2 years now, and these welds have started to come apart, and just generally it's looking a bit battered and worn. Nothing that's stopping it working though, still going strong. God, what a mess in here. Recently bought this, oh God, that's not ideal, is it? Recently bought this mudsucker, which literally the day we bought it, the next day we had a huge flood that we had to deal with, and then the day after that we had another flood that we had to deal with. So all you do is put your lance onto the end of this, press the, put it into the puddle or the flood or whatever you've got, or the drain, press the trigger, and it sprays water back up through the hose and sort of sucks everything else up with it. It's so effective, it works brilliantly. 10 meters of high pressure hose. So we've got 40 meters on here and 40 meters on that reel there. It's always nice to have that extra 10 meters just in case. I'm getting dripped on, literally getting rained on. Now we've got the GVS 3600 as well, the triple motor vacuum. Now I'd say for like 90% of domestic jobs, the Panther is absolutely adequate. 1700 watt. It's a brilliant little thing that is. I can take that up onto flat roofs and all sorts, carry it up the ladder. It's great. This one is a bit of a different monster. It's probably about twice as big, maybe 3 times bigger. It's a mammoth to move around. Much bigger capacity, much heavier. But if you're thinking about doing commercial work, like we do the occasional school and sort of industrial building, these have got that extra bit of power and capacity to just make the job a little bit easier. But if it's mainly residential stuff that you're targeting, to be honest, I'd stick with the Panther personally. This is just a nice to have. So the water fed poles that we've got up here again in the Pro Grip mounts, got the Gardener CLX 22. So this is a composite. It's like, I think it's half carbon fibre, half fiberglass. Just got the 10 meter all seasons hose. that I use with this one. At the moment it's got the roof scraper adapter on there, so you can just screw that onto the gooseneck that comes with the gardener. And then if I want to change that to a brush, I can literally just pop this head off and stick a brush on there instead. I've just had this one sent out to me. So this one's a clean link, full carbon fibre. This one's a 30 foot, that one's a 22 foot, so it goes much further. Great for cleaning roofs and scraping and gutters, fascias, soffits, all that sort of stuff. Again, the gardener gooseneck just fits right in the top. Really handy if you've already got gardener equipment. This is a real cheap pole as well, so it's a great little add-on if you're in the market for a new pole. I've got a bunch of different brushes for these. I haven't really found one brush that I like the best. I just swap and change between them depending on what job we've got. This one we're using the 20 meter Ultraflex hose, and the reason I got this one is so that when I'm biociding roofs, the 20 meters helps so that I can leave the gardener backpack on the floor and just take the pole up with me. To be honest, I don't like this hose as much as the All Seasons hose. I think this one's too springy and too curly. It's not it's quite difficult to manage when you've got a lot of it. I need to get another set of Pro Grip mounts for that one so that I can put that up there with these poles. This one here is, I'm not going to take it all the way off because it's got the hose over there. This one's the Gutter Vacuum Systems Pro 35 power pole. So this literally came with everything you can see. It's got the angle adapter on there for the roof cleaning, and it's got the trigger with the hose, and you just plug your hose into the back of here and you can start cleaning roofs. Very nice pole, very happy with that investment. I think I just did Klarna on this, spread it over 3 months. It was really really good investment. Allowed me to start pressure washing roofs. It's nice not to have to buy the pole and then go somewhere else to find the trigger and the adapter kit for this. It comes with everything in the box. Right, now we've got a bit of space, we can start talking about the pressure washers. So this is a 250 litre upright tank. I used to have a 250 litre tank, but it was slightly wider and shorter. So this one's a new one from PWS. I wanted to swap it out just because it's a slightly smaller footprint. 250 litres. I've got all the nice quick release fittings on here, and this is plumbed directly into the bottom of my Honda pressure washer. So it goes in both directions. The one goes into the pump there and the other one comes out the bottom, just in case I need to drain my tank or plug something else into it. So it's a Honda GX 630 with a 30 litre per minute interpump bolted onto it. We've got a needle valve here, so we can adjust the pressure. A little bit of an oil leak there by the looks of it. Unfortunately, this one came with the exhaust obviously pointing in whatever direction it was pointing in. But the way I've mounted it, we had to figure something out for the exhaust on here. So Darren at PWS has put this thing on, and it's redirecting the exhaust back out of the van so that I don't suffocate when I'm in the van. This isn't ideal. It'd be nice to have a proper mount for this battery at some point, but at the moment that's where it lives. I've got the fuel tank on top. I think is that 20 litres? I can't remember. It might be 30 litres. I can't actually remember. Oh, 22. There we go. And with this, I can literally pressure wash all day long without stopping. And because I've got the return to tank bypass, which means when I'm off the trigger, the water keeps recirculating around the system back into the tank, keeps the pump cool, and I can just run this indefinitely all day and I won't run out of fuel. Whereas these little tanks over here, probably maybe 2.5–3 hours of pressure washing and you have to fill up again. So this is very useful. This is an old reel from Equip to Clean that I've just had bolted on top here. Ben from Rutland Pumps fitted this throttle for me. Looks like it's kind of like a boat throttle, isn't it? I very rarely have to turn that up. Like pretty much 99% of the time, that's in that position. The machine's sort of idling, and I just adjust the pressure down here. This one's got electric start, and then the choke there. Same with this beast over here. This is a 21 litre 200 bar machine. Again, electric start on the side. Honda GX390, interpump, reduction gearbox, pressure gauge, K1 unloader. And the reason we didn't mount this one in the van is just to have that bit of versatility to be able to pull it out, and if we need to take it around the back of a property or through a house, or you know, whatever happens, it means we're still mobile. We're not locked in. Forgot to mention these are all my poles for my gutter vacuums. I've got another set out the back as well. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 poles. So that'll go up to about 40 feet, I think. Here's another roof scraper adapter for the clean link pole. So this is a nylon roof scraper, so this one's great for delicate surfaces like slate. It just means you're not going to scratch the hell out of them with one of these other blades. Got that one as well. I very rarely use these brushes. I tried them once and I didn't think much of it. I think it's much better when it's bone dry to use these brushes. Here's my 2 extension cables. So this one is a 50 meter cable, and that's great for the Panther machine or angle grinders or whatever we're doing. This one is a little bit beefier. It's only a 25 meter. This is from Gutter Vacuum Systems, and that's the one we use to enable us to use all 3 motors on the 3600. I think if we were to use that smaller cable, we'd probably end up melting it. Over here we've got the Pro Grip mounts with all of our lances. So that's mine and that's mine, the longer ones, and then these 2 are Jakey's, the slightly shorter ones. So I think these are 900s and mine are 1200s. So quick release Q fittings on these, and then these ones have got mounted turbo nozzles just to help reduce vibration. If you're having issues with vibration and you're mounting your turbo nozzles in one of these quick release fittings, you'll find that as the turbo's spinning, it's causing this to wobble, and you don't get any of that play or wobble when it's hard mounted to the end of the lance. So if you're able to, if you've got 2 lances, I'd unscrew this and just screw the turbo nozzle directly onto the end of the lance, and that will reduce so much vibration. You can hear that. I know this is not a turbo nozzle, but you know what I mean. Couple of nozzles here. That's an old turbo nozzle that's not particularly working very well. Here's a sniper nozzle that we've got from Rutland Pumps, so that just helps us rinse gutters, faces and soffits and stuff. That one goes super high when you turn the pressure up. And then on the end of here we've got our 15-degree nozzle, which is good for cleaning walls and patios and stuff. And then we've got our 65-degree water broom rinse down nozzle, and that just helps us push all the dirt and muck in one direction when we're cleaning the driveway. Fire extinguisher, always good to have nearby. This is a right mess. I've got to clean this today as well. These are our masks from Pure Seal, so these allow us to work with chemicals without inhaling any dodgy fumes. Me and Jakey got a set of these 3M headphones each. These are Bluetooth ear defenders, so you can listen to your music and protect your ears at the same time. Those are on Amazon. Trying out these gloves at the moment from Travis Perkins. Seem to be a little bit better than the other ones we were using. So we just use a pair of these every day and chuck them away after the job. I've got my SumUp card reader. This is extremely useful just to keep in the van. You can take payments up to about £1,000, and I think they only take about 1.6% off of every transaction, and it means you don't have to sign up to like a subscription service or anything like that, which is the bit that I like. Obviously, cheese balls, these are a must-have. If there's anything else you want me to do like a deep dive on, just let me know in the comments. I almost forgot. This is the current mess that I'm dealing with in the back garden. We've got a ping pong table here, obviously, because why not? We've got all of this Titan jointing compound. We've got the 20-inch surface cleaner, 18-inch surface cleaner, Jakey's buffer tank here, wheelbarrow, kiln dried sand. I'm actually clearing all this out today, leaving it on the drive with these 2 sofas that we're trying to get rid of, and I'm having someone just come and collect everything, which is going to be nice. Got my old pressure washer here, Old Faithful, another 50 meters of low pressure 3/4 inch hose, and then a ton of empty barrels and stuff that I need to get rid of. I keep forgetting every time I go and pick up the hypo, keep forgetting to take my empties back with me, so I'm sort of collecting them now. The goal for this area is to remove the shed, clear everything out, and build a kind of like a lean-to, but like a totally enclosed space where I can dry store everything, like my sand. I'll have racking, shelving, all sorts. So this is cool. There was a bit of hypo left in one of these hoses, and it's gone all over my trackies. Don't do anything to do with work in your good clothes. Not that these are good, they're quite old, but it's just very annoying. Right, this is more along the lines of how it's supposed to look in here. A little bit more organised. Just need to find a place for this pole. Right, I hope you enjoyed that raw, sort of more uncut style video. And this is what we're working with, so thanks for watching. Have a good one.